If you walk down the streets of Chinese cities these days, you might notice more and more young people dressed in fabulous traditional clothes as if they were from the past. You might hear the music of bands and artists echoing the sounds of ancient times. You might also see some young people practicing Chinese martial arts in the park. Are you ready to jump back in time and immerse yourself in the lifestyle of ancient China? There is a trend where the past blends with the present and tradition returns to modern life. This is known as Guochao or China Chic. What is Guochao? Starting from relative obscurity, the trend of Guochao has rocketed into modern Chinese life, gripping the Chinese imagination and influencing a wide range of industries. One of the things that you may notice on the streets of China or even Europe is the revival of Han-Fu traditional clothes worn by the ancient Han Chinese. For thousands of years, Chinese styles evolved from dynasty to dynasty, and those outfits became very elaborate. But these fashions gradually disappeared after the collapse of the Ming dynasty in the 17th century. However, the arrival of the millennium saw a small group of people trying to revive the Han-Fu culture. How about this? This is a wedding gown that the Han Chinese used to wear about 500 years ago. The Han-Fu lovers took to historic records, ancient paintings and archaeological findings and restored this traditional style step by step. 2 decades later, Han-Fu has now been widely adopted by Gen Z in China as they fuse traditional clothes with modern ones to create their own styles. The young Chinese bring them to their graduation, work or even their weddings, and they are now ushering the Han-Fu fashion onto the global stage. Businesses quickly caught up with the trend offered by Han-Fu fashion in film, television, games and cartoons. It's lucrative too, bringing about $1.8 billion in 2023 and expected to exceed $2.7 billion by 2025. How influential is Guochao? The younger generation of designers are incorporating the style into their designs, and Chinese celebrities are dressing up in clothes featuring ancient Chinese aesthetics. Check out the hashtag New Chinese Pattern or 新中式 and you will see for yourself. But fashion is never only about garments, it's a reflection of social, political, cultural and economic changes. Now, a wave of Guochao has swept over a wider area. The beauty industry, especially Chinese makeup brands, have also been riding the wave and seized significant market share from the dominant European luxury brands. And in lifestyle too, furniture makers and interior designers are also adopting the style. Even urban planners are trying to preserve Chinese heritage and incorporate traditional Chinese architecture in their designs. Also, in the Chinese arts, from music and painting to film, performance and entertainment, these days they are omnipresent. What drives Guochao? Well, you can't explain the explosion of Guochao without explaining the difference between Gen Z and their parents. Born between 1995 and 2009 and accounting for around 260 million Chinese people, Gen Z are mostly affluent digital natives born into China's booming economy, a wealthier, stronger and more open country. The Gen Z no longer sees imported brands as superior like their parents did. Instead of paying a premium on imports, they prefer paying for the design and quality of Chinese products. Therefore, this rise of traditionalism could be interpreted as a rejection of the previous generation's enthusiasm for Western culture. It's also about the rising awareness of national identity and a new confidence in their own culture. As Chinese Gen Z travel around the world to be educated, they realize the value of the culture and traditions they have back home. While embracing modernity and high technology, they value even more of their tradition and history. Be it pride or nostalgia, Gen Z are picking up the baton and running with it. No matter what the fascination is, the result is impressive. The interest in Guochao has skyrocketed 500% in a decade, over 300% in the last year. Now, 3/4 of Chinese online consumers choose Chinese brands. A trend, a rediscovery of identity, or in general, the cultural pride. Guochao is everywhere. But don't get me wrong, Gen Z won't be fooled into taking anything that hinges on the idea of Guochao. At the end of the day, success depends on how much effort you put in.